Hi everyone, how you all doing? Hold on a second, let me sort this out. There's always something when it comes to these streams that you forget to plan. There we go. So, let's try that again. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? It's good to see you again. The weather has calmed down, thankfully. You guys know that we've been in like the real heat, like crazy heat of the summer. But thankfully the weather has been calming down in the UK. Like it still gets hot, but it's calming down. So I'm able to do another live stream now, which is great. And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, including the new X-Men cast, which, if you follow me on my private Discord server, we've already spoken about that on our last watch party. I even did a YouTube post letting you guys know that we're talking about it. So we all had a lengthy discussion about the cast members and everything, as well as other stuff going on in the movie scene before we had our watch party of Mortal Kombat 2. But yeah, we already have chatted about it there, and I thought let's chat about it here as well. So let's see, who's here? Fireboy is here. The Logman is here. He says the captain has returned. You've returned too. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you. Trevor is here. Angie is here. Ten Rexy is here. Fireboy. Anna is here. Spirit Hero. Khan is always here as always. Crazy Cat Lady is also here. Spider Will, Ten Rexy, Spirit Hero. Theo Harris is here. G Gamer is here. He says, hi, how's it been going? It's been a great weekend for me. How's it been for you? It's been a great weekend for me too, bud. Especially when we did a little private watch party. That was a ton of fun. Billy, I know it's you. I just, when I'm going through the names, I just called you Anna. I could tell by your profile image. It's the same profile image. Rohan is here, says, how was your weekend? My weekend's been good, although today I was really low on energy. To the point I was really even thinking of not doing the live streams. I didn't feel like it, but I've been away from you guys for a while. I was like, let's do it. Even if I don't do it as long as I normally do, at least let's do it and like let's talk about this stuff. So I set it all up. Logman says Lanterns episode 1 was solid. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that today. If I did, I would have reviewed that as well as Coyote vs Acme. Rohan says, I saw the episode 1 of Lanterns and thought it was very good, and I agree with Logan Miracle, who is here on the chat. About him saying it's solid. Yeah, definitely. Anime is here as well. Great to see a lot of patrons and Discord members here. It's scorching in LA right now, says Spirit Hero. Oh, man. The weather just takes turns in being bad in different countries, doesn't it? I didn't know you were streaming, says Chummy. Yeah, don't worry, King of the Monsters, I saw you. He says I was going to congratulate you when he said, I moved into my college campus. Congratulations on that, bud. Like, I remember you said for a while that you were going to go to college and you had to save for that and everything. Congratulations on moving. How's it been so far in there? The hierarchy of the Moana universe is about to change. Good one, Richard. Been super hot here in Colorado. Orientation is exhausting, and classes begin tomorrow. Ooh, yeah. Good. I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, that's good. It sounds like it's going to be quite the journey, but good luck to you, and I know you can do it, bud. You definitely can. Ethan's drawing is here. Says, hi, Eric. Good to see you again. It's good to see you too, buddy. It's good to see all of you here. It feels like it's been a hot minute since I've seen all of you guys here. But yes, really lovely to see all of you guys here. And like I said, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm just so ready for the fall or Halloween, the seasons of Trevor. You and me both, Trevor. Like, it's still a bit humid in here, so it's not like really hot like an oven like it usually is. But it's still a bit humid here, especially right now. When I did my reaction to the first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, it was actually pretty good. Like, it was okay then. Like, the weather was really good then when I did my reaction to that. But, yeah. In fact, bear with me a second. For those of you that don't know, I did just recently, because it was commissioned to me, I did this. I did this reaction to the first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus. I'm going through the show because it was commissioned by I Hate Anime, and Sarah is also going to be commissioning some, and so is G Gamer. And I'm going to be going through each of the 9 episodes, and right now I've seen episode 1. That was my reaction to seeing it. So if you guys want to see my reaction, it's on my Patreon. So if you can see right here, this perk right here, all you got to do is go into that perk right there. It will give you access to the Let's Watch, and you'll be able to watch my reaction to each and every single episode of The Amazing Digital Circus. I've seen 1 so far, and 1 is up. I'm going to be going through the rest of them as well. So if you want to see that, by all means, go ahead and you can check that out. Let's see. Crazy Cat Lady says, never seen it. Yeah, I never saw it either, and I don't think I was ever going to see it, but the when people commission me to do it, I always watch the stuff then. Ethan's Drawing says, I was going to say, Angie, ask the question and I'll answer it, and I'll get to it. Ethan's Drawing says, I was going to say, I'm surprised that you did a reaction to The Amazing Digital Circus. Well, you can thank I Hate Anime for that. He did the commission for the first 2 episodes, so I'm going to be watching the first 2. King of the Monsters says, oh wait, Eric, I forgot to ask. You removed the commission option on Patreon. How do I ask? I mean, how do I commission now? All you got to do is get in contact with me, and then you can commission through that way. You could tell me what it is that you want to commission, and then I'll let you know. The reason I removed the commissions from Patreon is because Patreon, for some reason, I'm in the UK, so my currency is pounds. But for some reason, despite the fact that I would change it to pounds, Patreon would keep changing it back to dollars all the time. So it was just messing me about so much in that way that I thought, you know what, I'll just take it down. So that's what I'll do. What did Billy do when she goes, oh no, sorry? Rohan says, I fully watched The Amazing Digital Circus. It's very good. Yeah, the first episode did surprise me. I didn't know what to expect going in, and you can tell that when you see my reaction that I don't know to make heads or tails out of this show. Like, what is it going to be? A kids show? Baby show? Because it was very colorful and almost childlike at the beginning. But as it goes, there is like a... Well, you can watch the reaction to know what there is, but I mentioned that. Oh, Billy spoiled something. Okay. He spoiled a surprise. Oh, what surprise? For what? What do they spoil? What was the spoiler for? That's what my question is. You don't have to tell me what the spoiler was. Yes, rest in peace, Hayden Panettiere. I hope I'm saying her second name right. Yeah, she passed away very young, very suspicious circumstances. And a lot of people seem to be on the money in terms of, like, how it, why it happened. Like, the timing is very coincidental, considering what she was saying. I spoiled something from G. Oh, I've already read that. Spoiled a surprise. The surprise for what? Remember that commission I did on my birthday, says G-Gamer. Yep, G-Gamer has commissioned me to do a versus video for Bad Guys 1 versus Bad Guys 2. So that is something that once I get another commission video done, and once I get my Mortal Kombat 1 versus 2 video done, I'm gonna get to work on that versus video. So yeah, that's another versus video you got coming your way. I've seen the first one, but I've wanted to see the second one, but I've never seen it. So yeah, Anime says, also I see my commission there. Yep, this Amazing Digital Circus episode 1, that's your commission right there. So yeah, if you guys want me to watch any TV series or any movie or anything like that, all you gotta do is commission it, and well, there you go. I end up making the video. Watch shows that I was otherwise never gonna watch, just like this one. I Hate Anime also commissioned that I watch Adolescence. So I watched all of those episodes, and my reactions are up on my Patreon there as well. So, yeah. Excuse me, Eric. Do you see my question? Says Angie. I did not. Let me go through. Where's your question? Do you think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Raven? And if you've watched Maul Shadow Lord, do you think that the pink Devon will become Darth? I've not seen Maul Shadow Lord yet, so I can't say with that. Keanu Reeves play a great Darth Raven? No, Keanu Reeves is not a particularly good actor. Like, people have been saying that for a while, but then when John Wick came around, people said, oh, Keanu Reeves is doing very good acting again. And he was, but once we got to John Wick 4, it's like his acting and his delivery was just completely off. I don't know what happened, but his performance is just not good anymore. So yeah, I don't know what's up, but his performance is just not quite what it was. Go back to the first 3 John Wick movies, then watch John Wick 4, and just the way his lines are delivered and stuff, it's like he's lost a trick. Okay. Oh, Big Bash, great to see you here too, bud. Gamersaur says, hey Eric, off topic with the stream, but what rating would you give to Insomniac Marvel Spider-Man 1? I can't remember. I got it in my script for my Versus video, what the score was. It might have been an 8, but I can't validate that. So, like I said, wait for when I eventually do the Versus video. I know I've been putting it off, but I hope to do it at some point. 10 Rexy says, would you stop the commission if I commission you to watch Cockamelon? What the hell is... That almost sounds potentially like something I would not... Oh. Jeez. No, that doesn't look like something I would watch. On IMDb, it's got a 3.4, so the fact that you want to commission that is almost evil. I'm just looking at it on IMDb. That does not look like something I would want to watch. But no, if you commissioned it, I would watch it. And I would record my reaction to it. I take these seriously when you guys commission this stuff, so no, I definitely would watch it if you wanted me to. Hi, Sarah. She says she has arrived. King the Monster says, how much are commissions nowadays? Well, it depends what you want to commission, really. Where's my other background? Here you go. So you can see, to commission like me to react to an entire movie, it's that price right there. And then for TV shows, it's this. And if there are, well, this, except I've removed the 8 episodes for £500 thing a while back. That was supposed to be just a temporary thing. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, that was supposed to be a temporary thing. It wasn't meant to be something that was supposed to stick forever. So that's, yeah. Man. These backgrounds sometimes. Alright. There you go. Alright, so yeah, that's that right there. Okay. So yeah, if you want to commission me to watch any movie, it's basically that price on literally just doing it through Streamlabs. You can see that I've pinned it here. You can see I've pinned it here on where it says... Sarah says, can she commission episode 3 just now? If you want to, you know the price. I sent it to you on the... I've sent it on the private group chat that Anime set up. So yeah, if you want to right now, you can. And your name will pop up here once you do. So yeah, then you guys will see that the Amazing Digital Circus episode 3 is commissioned, and I'll be watching that as well. But yeah, Sarah, if you want to do it, you can. King of the Monster says, how much are Versus commissions? They are £500. As you can see, G-Gamer has said £500. That's converted into dollars right there. So yeah. Sarah says, I've heard you say that. Yeah, it's your favorite episode. Oh, that's really nice of you, Sarah. She goes, I missed giving you donations. It will be like old times again. Yeah, it would be, wasn't it? I remember it was you and Jake that would like compete with donations. That was always very kind of you guys. I always appreciate when you guys do that. But yeah. Big Bash says Jake went crazy. Yeah, he did. Have you seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, an anime series? No, but I have. Do a binge watch of Peppa Pig? No. But then again, I did say if it's commissioned, I would. Damn it. Anyway, no, I've not seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure based on an anime manga, but I am aware of it. I have seen that around. Oh man, G-Gamer says My Little Pony. Please do not. I mean, I will, but I prefer not to. Oh, anyway, sorry about that. Anime says, I'm also going to commission a Versus video, but I'm waiting for Eric to give me the thumbs up. Oh. Well, message me privately. You're on the Discord, so message me and I'll we can talk about it there, and I'll let you know if I give you the heads up. But yeah, it should be. I'm sure you guys are not going to have me watch anything that I've said no to, that I don't do versus videos or anything on. Yeah, let's see. What does Billy say? One day maybe. What? One day maybe. Lol, for a versus video, I need my monthly salary, then some. Yeah, so save up if you want, if you really want me to do a versus video. I mean, it's not like you have to, but if you really want me to, then it just means, you know, it's. I'll leave that to you guys whenever you're most comfortable. I noticed that on Patreon there is a $50 perk. What's up with that, Eric? That was just something that I saw some advice. Like, I go on to, just like you guys, even though I've been having a YouTube channel for a while, I do still watch tutorial videos, or like tips and stuff on YouTube where people say how, like, you know, how to, like, what's the best way to run a Patreon and things. And I'm always trying to give you guys the best experience I can. So if you've been enjoying the Discord and stuff, I've been taking tips and learning stuff, as well as doing just common sense things myself. But the reason I put the $50 perk there is because they suggested that if there are people that are willing to do the extra support, and trust me, it really does support the channel, then to put something like that there. Other people said put something crazy like $100 or $200. I didn't want to go that far, so I just did 50. And by doing that, you do get a couple of extra additional perks too. You get all the perks from the previous, the previous perks, but you also get your name in the credits of the video, which you already do, but your name will be highlighted and you'll be called a super supporter. So that's something that you get. That's something that you get by becoming a super supporter on my Patreon. So yeah, it is the $50 perk, but it gives you that additional bonus. And like I say, anytime you guys do that kind of support, it really does help supporting the channel. So yeah, if, like, say for example, if 10 of you did that, that would be a bit, as I said 10, but that would be like halfway to me making YouTube my full-time thing. And that would really support. And if 20 of you did it, that's it. I'd say it's done. It's a done deal. This is my full-time thing, YouTube, then. And I don't have to try to find other means of doing income. I can spend all my time on YouTube. So that's why it's important to put things like that up there. It gives you... It helps you get closer to reaching your goal. And I already have one person who already is supporting me on here as well. So, yeah, huge thanks. Yeah, okay. G Gamer says, if you guys have $10,000, we can make Eric cover the whole MLP series. What's MLP? My Little Oh, no. Oh, man, that does... Yeah, Anime said, read my mind. Literally torture. Jeez Louise. You know, guys, we all love comic book movies, and I've done a lot of versus videos of the Spider-Man movies, and there was a line in those movies, you might remember it, with great power comes great responsibility. I don't think making me watch every episode of My Little Pony exactly falls under that little bit of wisdom right there. Sarah's giving me those emojis. That does not fill me with confidence. Garrett! Good to see you, bud. Sarah says, I'm feeling quite quirky. When aren't you feeling quite quirky? For those of you that don't know, Sarah is also on the Discord, and every 2 weeks, Sarah is another one of the Discord family members, where we all chat on the video calls. And I said since when she not quirky, but we're all quirky to some extent. I mean, just look what G Gamer was proposing right there. Omar, it's good to see you too, bud. Dark Lord of the Sith, it's great to see you too. He says, I must say, someone I know watched some of the Digital Circus but stopped because he thought it was too wacky for his taste. Well, I just saw episode 1 and it was already pretty wacky, so let's see how crazier it can go. My Little Pony is miles better than Peppa Pig, says Spirit Hero in their defense. I'll take your word for it. Okay. Ooh, what's going on here? That's weird. What just happened here? Go away. Huh. Got some old windows that have opened up out of nowhere on my browser. That is bizarre. Very bizarre. Okay. All right, so... Eric, why is there elevator music playing in the background? I play this music quite a lot. It's just nice background music. It just, instead of it being completely ambient, it's just, I find this music very calm and soothing. But I guess, yeah, I never thought of it that way. I guess it could be perceived as elevator music. Have you seen Project Hail Mary? It's my favorite movie of the year so far. No, I haven't seen it yet. Anime says first story. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. Right. Okay, now I want to ask, who here has seen Coyote vs. Acme? Put it in the comments and let me know. Anime has seen it. Opening warning. Yeah, I remember you mentioned on the Discord that you were going to go see it. I had a bad experience watching Coyote vs. Acme, so I had to go to another showing. I put that on the Discord. I described my horrible experience. I had to leave 10 minutes into the movie because of a very disruptive person who was laughing as loud as the Joker whenever the tiniest funny thing would happen. And then when something really funny would happen, he would just laugh even louder. He was overpowering the sound of the whole Dolby Atmos theater system. That's how crazy his laughs were. So I just got pissed. I got up and left. Sarah says, whoa, wait, and what channel was that? I put it in the Relax and Chill channel, where if you scroll up, you should find it. Yeah, I put it there, and yeah, it was crazy. So crazy. Literally, I put that there right after I left. I let you guys know. And then I was like, all right, 2 hours later, I'm about to go to the next showing. Let's hope it works this time. So yeah. Okay. And this guy isn't an opera star. No, he's not an opera star. Yeah, there was another chicken jockey, but I was dreading any time a joke came up because I was like, he's going to start laughing like crazy if a joke does come up. So yeah, it was not good. Very bad. All right then, so with that said, let's get to... Whoops-a-daisy. That's showing something I shouldn't be seeing. Meep, says Sarah. All right. Okay, so here we go. We are going to be reviewing Coyote vs. Acme. And I decided to just show myself like this time. So yeah, bear with me a second. Anna says she needs to go. Okay, take care, Billy. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. Yeah, Josh, man, I want to support the movie too. Don't worry, this will be a spoiler-free review. Oh, she'll be back when the section is over. Okay, no, don't worry. Someone, be sure in the Discord to tell Billy when the section is over, and then she can come back when I talk about the D23 stories. All right, so we're going to be doing the review right now for Coyote vs. Acme. So, now, for those that don't know, we almost never got this movie because it was made, but then the new CEO of Warner Brothers, David Zaslav, discarded the movie for a tax refund. But thankfully, Ketchup Entertainment purchased the movie and have now released it in theaters. And they purchased the movie about a year ago, so it's been a long time coming, but we finally got the movie. And interestingly, I looked at the credits. When the final parts of the credits scroll up and you see the year the movie was made, it said 2023. So most likely that's around the time they finished it, but then in 2026 is when we're finally getting it. So this movie has kind of just been sitting in the studio for a long time, which is kind of insane. So they shot this a long time ago. All right, so the story for Coyote vs. Acme is that after continuing to fail to catch the Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote sees an ad on TV from a lawyer named Kevin Avery, and he hires him to take Coyote hires him to take Acme to court. Acme want to settle for all the broken Acme products that keep being defective whenever the Coyote uses them. They want to settle, but Coyote declines. From here, Coyote, with the tiny law firm, attempt to take on a multi-billion-dollar company in court. All the whilst, Acme are afraid that some skeletons in their closet will possibly get revealed. So let's talk about the good elements of this movie first. The first thing I loved about this film is the story. This story is a great setup. The idea of Wile E. Coyote taking Acme to court, the very company that sells him all these devices that are defective whenever he uses them against the Roadrunner, something that he uses throughout his entire run in these animated Looney Tunes shorts. That is such a smart idea. So smart that it pissed me off when David Zaslav wrote this movie off as a tax write-off. And for the first 20 minutes, the movie really takes full advantage of its concept. And throughout the movie, Wile E. Coyote doesn't talk. He communicates with handwritten signs, which he has a very limited number of, so he can't say much. And the movie does a great job at showing how clumsy and stupid Wile E. Coyote can be, but it also shows just how cunning and petty he can be as well. And I think the movie does very well by his character. They even give him a little more edge, like they put some swear words on his handwritten signs as well. And that was something that was so great about Looney Tunes. Whereas Disney with Mickey Mouse was always very family friendly and G-rated, the Looney Tunes were never afraid to be a bit edgier and meaner, and that's why they were PG. As Brad Bird said, Disney is G, Warner Brothers is PG. So they were always allowed to have an edge to them, and that was something that was perfectly personified in the Looney Tunes. That they always had that edge, and that's why I always grew up being more of a Warner Brothers kid than a Disney kid. As much as I love Disney, I always liked that darker edge that Warner Brothers had. And that was something that I've always appreciated. I mean, just look at The Iron Giant. That's another example of a movie that had a darker edge than Disney's movies. And this movie, Coyote vs. Acme, maintains that tradition, and it even takes it a bit further at times. The animation is also great. Not only does it look great on its own, but it integrates very well within the live action stuff, which is something that I was originally concerned about, because the only movie that has really done that incredibly well, in my opinion, is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I was afraid this movie would not be able to do it, and it doesn't entirely, I'll explain that later, but there are several scenes, like several, where they do manage to pull it off, and it looks very good. Particularly when Wile E. Coyote is talking to his lawyer. Those in particular worked out really well. Speaking of the lawyer, I liked Will Forte, who plays Kevin Avery, Coyote's lawyer. Both him and Wile E. Coyote have a decent relationship with each other, and the movie tries to develop a friendship between the two of them, even though they both have their own intentions behind this whole trial as well. So they're both not straight shooters with each other. So there is more to the relationship than just, say, Sonic and Donut Lord, where everything is kind of like very like straightforward and like those very straight shooters with each other. Here, again, there is some of that Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers edge to the film, which I really do like. And it felt really good to be in the world of the Looney Tunes again, and seeing some of them play more villainous roles. Case in point, Foghorn Leghorn. He's the villain of this film, and seeing him play the evil villain was a lot of fun too. I especially liked when John Cena, who's the attorney representing Acme, gives a bunch of expressions like two birds, one stone, and Foghorn just stares at him because he's also like a, in that species, and he's like, he clearly does not like those expressions, but John Cena is like, doesn't realize he's done them, and then he's like, sorry. He said that I thought those were some really good jokes between the villains. So even the villains have got some really good humor. Speaking of which, John Cena was really good in this. John Cena plays Buddy Crane, who's the opposing counsel. And Cena has a lot of range. I've always said this, going back to even Peacemaker. I was like, this shows that John Cena has a lot of range. And I knew he would be able to play... Got a moth here. And I knew he would be able to play this role very well, and he did. He did a great job in this role. Him and Kevin Avery also both know each other and have a competitive relationship as lawyers, and they were both fun as well. They had their own distinct chemistry too. So a lot of that stuff worked. Now for my complaints. First off, is the slapstick. Now, although there was good slapstick in here, it's just not as funny as the original Looney Tunes cartoon. Now, I know that's a tall order to ask for, and technically, none of the modern day Looney Tunes have been as funny as the original cartoons from back in the day, but it doesn't make it any less true. And the same goes for many of the and like I said, the same goes for many of the old cartoons from the old days. Even when they did Tom and Jerry tales, if you remember that, even that wasn't as funny, anywhere near as funny as the original Tom and Jerry. But the same goes for here as well. Another thing I had a problem with was the story. I thought it didn't take full advantage of its concept. The first 20 minutes of the film here's the thing. The first 20 minutes of the film was a perfect setup and had a lot of funny gags. And that part I thought did take full advantage of the concept. But the movie didn't maintain that level of quality for the rest of the film. It felt slow in parts as the film went on, and it just didn't feel as smartly written and paced as the first 20 minutes did. Now, if you've seen the trailer, you'll know that there are other Looney Tunes in the film as well, but they are mostly just reduced to cameos, and I wish some of them would have had more screen time than just a cameo, but they really didn't in the grand scheme of things. Now, that's not a huge problem because the main revolves around Coyote and Acme, but it did get me excited in the trailer when they started showing other Looney Tunes characters, and I was like, oh, cool, so maybe they could be some side characters. But they never quite had enough screen time to be side characters. They were really there just to say all the other Looney Tunes exist, but really the movie focuses a lot more on Coyote and Acme and that whole thing, and the other characters like Foghorn and John Cena and stuff. So that's something that goes on right there. Um, but yeah, so there were cameos, but I wish they would have had more screen time. And I think the movie would have actually benefited if they did, particularly in the climax if they played more of a role. I think that would have been really funny and would have been really cool to see all these Looney Tunes together, like teaming up. But that wasn't quite the point. That wasn't what they were going for. Now, the animation, as good as it was, there were times where I found it didn't merge with the live action stuff as well as something like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It felt like it just didn't quite merge correctly as well as it could have, or as well as it did with, say, the Coyote scenes where him and his lawyer are together. I thought those merged together very well, but there are certain scenes that just didn't quite merge as well, I thought. And when we get into the action scenes, which involved cartoon characters and live action characters, I thought it really didn't quite work there. You'll know when you see it, but I thought that really didn't quite work. So, the movie overall, another problem I had is that the court case stuff. Now, there's an image that was released when this movie was written off as a tax write-off, and it showed Coyote and his lawyer in court together. That image made me think, wow, I want to see that movie. I want the movie to be about this. And it's there. There's a good couple of scenes of the court case in there, but they didn't show as much of it as I would have liked them to. If anything, I thought they kind of concluded it and wrapped it up a bit too quickly. So I wish they would have spent some more time on that. Now, they do bring it round in a different way later, but it's not quite a court case. You'll have to watch. I'm not going to spoil it, so you have to watch it to know what it is. But they do get again in a room again later, but it's not in a courtroom setting. And I wish they would have spent more time in the courtroom. So that was something that I was disappointed with. I thought they should have spent more time in that courtroom because that's what I wanted to see with this film, and they didn't have as much screen time with that as I would have liked. So overall, I thought this was a fun and an enjoyable movie, but, and it pains me to say this, but I don't think it's a cinema movie. I saw it in the cinema, and I'm glad I saw it in the cinema, and there is almost something kind of fun in watching a movie that was originally going to be canned and actually getting the chance to see it in the cinema. And even at the end of the movie, when the final credits roll up, they even thank everyone for really pushing to get this movie in theaters. And I really did like the fact that I got to see it in theaters, but it's not a movie that you have to see in theaters. It's a movie that I think I would have liked better if I watched it on streaming. But the fact that I went to theaters to go see it it made me want that extra stuff. So it made me want the extra scenes with the Looney Tunes. It made me want the extra courtroom scenes. Although, even if I was watching that on streaming, technically I would want more of that. But you know what I mean? I felt like I just wanted more from it. And that was really because when you're watching it in theaters, you kind of expect more if you're going to be leaving your house and going to the theater, especially with what happened to me with my terrible theater experience, which I explained to you guys on my Discord server. But yeah, I I liked that a lot. Um, I liked that elements of this movie a lot. I like the fact that I was able to go see this movie, even though it was going to be canned. I like that a lot. But overall, the movie was a fun watch. Definitely had like a lot of fun stuff. And even though I thought that the first 20 minutes were great and the rest wasn't as good, there was still a lot of highlights in the rest of the film, like a good amount of highlights. And even though the comedy, the slapstick, is not as funny as the original cartoon, they hit the mark a lot closer than I thought they would have. So that I gotta give them props for. They hit the mark closer than a lot of these more modern day Looney Tunes cartoons do. So that I will give them credit for. Like, they totally deserve it. But on the whole, I would be lying if I didn't say I came out of this movie a little disappointed. Or so so yeah, for that, I liked the movie, and I am more favorable towards it than I am not favorable. But my score for the movie, I wish it would have been at least a 7, but it isn't. My score for Coyote vs. Acme is a 6 out of 10. So so be sure to let me know what you guys thought of Coyote vs. Acme, and do you agree or disagree with what I said? Like I said, when you watch the movie, you just have to watch it and see it. It does feel like there is something lacking, and I wonder if I did watch it on streaming, if I would have been more receptive to it. Probably then I would have given it a 7, despite its shortcomings. It wouldn't have been perfect, but it would have been a better time. But in the theater, I kind of wanted more. So, yep, those are my thoughts on Coyote vs. Acme. A good time, but it is not a movie that will be in my top 5 movies list of the year, that's for sure. Alright, so, oh man, Sarah. This really is taking me back. She goes, "This is quite peculiar. What is Jeff Bezos tipping me £64.26 for?" Jeff Bezos says, hold on, Mr. Bezos, let me write this down. As you guys know, I normally do. £64.26. All right, £64.26. Thank you very much, Jeff Bezos. I never thought I would ever say those words, ever. Dang it. Hello, Eric. It's me, the Jeff Bezos. I'm a big fan of the channel, man, but honestly, I'm a huge fan of that Digital Circus show. So I'm deciding to give you a small donation to watch episode 3. Hope you enjoy it. Goodbye. I'm Jeff Bezos. Beware of the angel. Oh, thanks, Jeff Bezos. Although I think you're a little bit short because, didn't we say... With all due respect, Mr. Bezos, don't want to be insulting you. I actually do want to be insulting you, but because you're commissioning... Because you're commissioning... Because you are commissioning Amazing Digital Circus thing, I'll have to write that down. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Oh, there we go. It was £83.33 for the full episode, so a little bit short, Mr. Bezos. Just under £20 more, that should do it, and then that will be done. Yeah. Oh, wow, there's Sarah has just confirmed it. Episode 3 is 75. Oh, you're looking at that list. Let me see. Where did I write that? Because then we did it separately. Where was it? Take turns or pick and choose which episode based on. We got to 83.33 because I think I was told then that they wanted to do it. Oh yeah, it's because I did the 750. Because it was supposed to come to 750 overall, but I dropped it down to a bundle of 750, so it all equated to that. Because Sarah, if you see, do you see what it says episode 6? How all the numbers vary? because I was giving you that, and that came to like this 800 total, but because I bought it down to a bundle of 750, doing the calculations based on that. So the calculations you're doing is based on the 798. This is the calculations based on the 750. That's what that is. That was a different math. He called. Yeah, it's Jeff Bezos, says Sarah. Where is it? Mm. But yeah, it rounds to 83.33 when I did the calculations. Big Bash says Jeff Bezos really likes your channel, Eric. Yeah, I know. I guess you get all kinds, don't you? Yeah, in total, Sarah, it has to be 83.33. You don't have to do the 33 pence right now if it will make it easier. So just so long as it gets to 83, and then that's it. I can confirm it on the stream that that third reaction is happening. Did someone just do a message here? Oh, that's good. Anime helped out there. All right. That's right, Sarah. 83. Okay. Any questions about Coyote vs. Acme then? Who's seen it? What did you guys think of it? And let me know. And then we'll take in the fact that Jeff Bezos watches me. Oh shit, that sounded scary saying it out loud. That did not sound the way I thought it did. Dark Lord the Sith hasn't seen and doesn't have questions. Jess says, oh, hi, Jess. Says, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to wait for the digital release. G Gamer says, haven't seen it, planning to soon. Okay, cool. Spider Will says, might try go see it soon. Oh, wow, so a good amount of people haven't seen it. Anime says, I saw it in 4DX and was the only one in it. Yeah, I remember you told me that on the Discord, that no one else was there. You were on your own. Honestly, I would have rather have had no one be there on my first screening because of the interruption. Spider Will says, might try go see it soon. Cool, be sure to let me know what you thought. Okay, Spirit Hero says, did Pepe Le Pew really make a cameo? I think he might have made a cameo, but he didn't really get a scene, if I remember correctly. Or if he did, it must have been so brief because I can't remember it at all. Harvey says, going to see it when on streaming. 10 Rexy, yeah, the film is out in the UK. So a good amount of people actually haven't seen it. Whoa. What's the worst cinema experience you had, Eric? Oh, I gotta really filter through my head for that one. There's been a lot of bad experiences in the cinema. Like, I don't think I can just put it down to just one. The worst experience I had. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one because I'm thinking of a couple, but I know they're not the worst. I have to try to remember what the worst is. Okay. Joshman says, I am still pissed off at David Zaslav for completely shelving this completed film. It did not deserve that treatment. No, it didn't. It didn't deserve that treatment. It's surprising to think. I will say this. It's surprising to think, now that I've seen Coyote vs. Acme, it's surprising to think that David Zaslav was just going to scrap that movie and have no one see it, despite the fact that you could tell people put a lot of work into it, and it was just not going to be seen by anyone. And he had not even seen the movie himself before he did the tax write-off. That just tells you so much, that does. Like, Wow, like, I didn't think that he would stoop that low. So, yeah. Okay, so, Iron Warrior. Oh, hi, bud. He says... Iron Warrior says, what do you think of the new X-Men castings? We are going to talk about that, so we're going to get into that in a second. Yeah, G-Gamer said it right. He let Supergirl come out over this. Yes, he did. Yeah, Anime did go to a concert later that day. He posted pictures on the Discord server. What's your worst movie so far in 2026? Says Floor Pastrina. I would say Supergirl so far. Top contender for worst movie. That's the thing that I said on the Discord server. As soon as I came back from watching it, I let everyone know on Discord. I was like, so I saw Supergirl, and I can tell you right now that it is on my list for worst. It's a top contender on my list for worst movie of the year. The amount of people that I surprised that day on the Discord. Probably because that's worse. He's in Guardians mode 24/7. Yeah, it felt like he is. Tom Bailey. Oh, hi, bud. The only way Supergirl could have been worse is if Joss Whedon directed it. I don't know. I feel like this seems like it's pretty bad. Joss Whedon would have made it. Yeah, I think he would have found a way, actually. You're right about that one. James Gunn is the type of guy who would rush movies into production and write random dialogue. I wouldn't say he rushed it into production. Honestly, I don't know what he did, actually. You know, with this, it's like, did he actually even read the script? Maybe he did rush it into production. But there's just something about it where the way he says, but then again, I've said that he's not truthful, is he? So, yeah, imagine Aquafina and Supergirl. Big Bash, why'd you have to put that thought in my head? I don't want to think about Aquafina and Supergirl. Since Supergirl is the worst movie so far, you should be worried about the Clayface. I'm worried only because James Gunn hired a terrible writer to come in and work on it. Okay. So, is James Gunn a CEO of DC? He's the head of DC. Not a hot take. You should do Wonder Woman 1984 versus Birds of Prey versus Supergirl. No thanks. I don't want to see Gal Gadot's face. So I don't think I would personally want to do that. I still find it that a film studio named after something you dip fries in has more respect for Looney Tunes than Warner Brothers. Big Bash is like, Kal-El, no. I was excited for Clayface, now I'm getting second thoughts. Big Bash says Gal Gadot has so much range. You know what's funny? Gal Gadot, not only does she have no range as an actress, but she also has no range in terms of how bad of an actress she is. Her bad performances have no range. They're all the same in terms of how bad she is. She's just such a bad actress that she has no range in even how bad she is. It's like just the same level of bad. But technically she does find ways of getting worse, but it's all in the same zone. It's not different. Uh okay. So, guys, now it's time to talk about the D23 announcements. And I'm going to do it like this today. So, what was announced? So, at D23, they basically made a bunch of announcements, and one thing they did was Vision Quest. Now, I've not seen the entire trailer, I've just seen bits of the trailer. And as you can see in my notes right here, it does look like crap. To me, the production value from what I've seen looks okay. I mean, clearly they can't afford to put Vision in there and Ultron in there, so they're having the actors look like themselves. But the set design looks pretty good. But what I don't like is the tone. Ultron, I did not like how goofy he was in Avengers Age of Ultron, even though the trailers made him out to be really scary. But then when you see the movie, it was one of the biggest comedies that I think Marvel had ever put out up till that point. That really bothered me. So when I heard they were going to bring Ultron back, I thought they were going to maybe try to make him seem scary again. But they didn't. He's, as you can see in my notes, he's goofy Ultron again. Even goofier this time than he was before. So some people are trying to say that this show looks good and that Marvel are back on track again. But I'm like, no, this looks like more of just the wacky, goofy, the goofy MCU humor Marvel project. This looks like just like another one of those. This looks like a project from their earlier times when they were messing up. This doesn't look like something that they've improved on. So, Vision Quest, I don't like the way it looks. I'm really just not into it at all. Hi, Billy. Great to see that you're back. I literally just got started with the D23 announcements. So yeah, Vision Quest, I don't like the way it looks. But it's coming out on October 14th of 2026, so a couple months. Next up, we have Avengers Doomsday, which we all know is coming out December 18, 2026, the same day as Dune 3. And the pre-order ticket sales that have been coming out, numbers have been very, very good. So this movie is going to make a lot of money. I don't know if it'll make the money that Marvel need. I don't know if it'll beat Brand New Day, which has made like a ton of money at the box office, already over $2 billion. So I don't know if it's going to beat that per se, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's coming out. We already knew. Avengers Secret Wars is coming out on December 17th of 2027, so a year later. And interestingly, I just heard today that that Avengers Secret Wars has started shooting. So they're still working on Doomsday in the editing room, and they're just starting to shoot Secret Wars now, which is kind of bizarre. Especially because Sebastian Stan, if he's going to be in the movie, he's right now shooting the Batman Part 2, which also is shooting right now. Like today, I just saw a shot of the Batmobile being chased and shot at by the GCPD. So probably might be to do with the Court of Owls, like using the media to basically paint Batman as a bad guy. So that'll be interesting, and that's what we're basically seeing. And Sebastian Stan has confirmed that he's playing Two-Face, so thank God for that. He's not playing Victor Zsasz. So yeah, I'm wondering, how is Sebastian Stan going to be filming both of these back to back? I hope they leave him on Batman so he can stay in that place as a really good actor and like give a disturbing performance as Two-Face. Because when he goes back to the MCU, he's just going to be playing Bucky again, which is a lot more laid back. So yeah, Secret Wars is coming out in about a year, and they're shooting that right now. And they're shooting the Batman Part 2 now. Funny thing is that my sister, my brother-in-law, he basically has a friend that lives in London, right about where they're shooting the Batman Part 2 right now. And his friend sent him photos of the set, of the Batman Part 2 sets, where they've covered everything with snow and stuff. And my sister sent those to me, and I got to see a bunch of those photos. That is really cool that they're filming Batman Part 2 in that area, and I actually got to see some set photos that came, you know, like third or fourth hand. That was pretty cool. So that was cool. I'll probably post it on the Discord server later, so if you want to check it out, head on over to my private Discord server and you'll be able to see those photos. But yeah, they sent me some photos over. That was cool. And today we saw some video, like I said, of Batman being chased and shot at while he's in the Batmobile, so that looks cool. I really should read the Court of Owls. I've got it, but I've not read it yet. It's on my iPad, which you can see, you probably can see right over there, covered with dust. So yeah, Avengers Secret Wars is coming out next year. Then after that, we've got X-Men, which is coming out in May the 5th, 2028. So yeah, that's interesting. We're going to get the X-Men movie in May the 5th. So we'll talk about the X-Men, and we'll talk about the cast in a bit. But yeah, that movie's coming out then. It's being written and directed by the people that worked on Thunderbolts. Let's hope they really up their game, because I thought Thunderbolts was okay, but for X-Men I expect far better, even with the directing and also with their time management between all these characters, because they clearly didn't have enough time to focus on all the X-Men, to focus on all the Thunderbolts, and I hope they do have more time here. And then oops-a-daisy. Then we've got Ghost Rider. which will be coming out a couple months after, in July 28 in 2028. So we'll be getting Ghost Rider. They didn't show anything with Ghost Rider, but basically that's what they're going to be working on. So I think they're working on a script now. Hopefully it's not an MCU comedy. I'm hoping they make it a darker movie, especially now that horror movies are like the big hot thing. I hope they make it more horror-like and Marvel don't skimp on it. Then we're going to have Black Panther 3, which is coming out on December 15th, 2028. Ryan Coogler is coming back to direct. And also, he said he's going to be shooting it on IMAX, something that clearly he has learned from Christopher Nolan, which he applied to Sinners. Now he's applying it to Black Panther 3, which is the first movie to be shot on IMAX film after, I think, the Dark Knight movies, and I think Aquaman was also shot on proper IMAX cameras. So this is like the first time that's actually happening in that way, and cool. It's great to see it when they do stuff like that. It shows they actually put more effort into the filmmaking, and I hope that the Odyssey, because Ryan Coogler, he clearly looks up to Christopher Nolan, and he's learned a lot. So yeah, he's learned a lot, which is very good. Thank you, Crazy Cat Lady. She has done a £2.20 donation. Thank you very much, Crazy Cat Lady. She goes, now got to save Bye Bye Bunny, which Looney Tunes about Bugs Bunny. Yeah, the Looney Tunes musical. Hopefully they do. Let's see what happens. If enough people go to see Coyote vs. Acme, maybe they will save that Bugs Bunny musical. So fingers crossed on that. Sarah has just... that you're a diamond, Sarah. Look at that. I forgot I even did that animation, but cool. So Sarah did... where is it? 2141. And she has done it. So yes, everyone, you can thank Sarah. It is confirmed that I am going to be reacting to the 3rd episode of The Amazing Digital Circus on my Patreon. So first episode reaction is already up. If you want to see the next couple, head on over there and it will be coming up. So 2 and 3 are happening. Sarah says, hey Eric, jig is up. Hope you get all the money. Ugh, I don't have much to say since I could just say it to you face to face in the Discord. Yep, you can. But I missed you all, viewers of the stream, and I'm sorry I'm not as active. Some y'all might not even know me. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm allergic to bullshit. No. I'm sorry. That was just easy. That was an easy thing to joke to say. Sorry. No, but everyone. I'm sure everyone knows you, Sarah. Like, she goes, aye. Everyone knows you. I'm sure everyone does. Everyone, say in the chat that you know, so that you remember Sarah. She goes, watch yourself. I'm sorry. It was just... the sneezes just came, and then that's the first thing that popped into my head whenever I'm talking during sneeze. It's too easy. Anime says, who is Sarah? I wonder. Just for those of you that don't know, Anime is on the Discord. He talks to Sarah. He's talked to Sarah and seen Sarah. Anyway, where was I before I get off track? Damn it, what was I saying? I think I was talking... Guys, help me out here. What did I say? Because I'm on Black Panther, but I know I was saying something else. You were allergic to bullshit. Yeah, no. Before that. You don't have to bring... Why are you bringing up old shit? Like how it was filmed for IMAX. Oh, yeah, that was it. Thank you, Rohan. He says, you were saying about Ryan Coogler learning from Christopher Nolan. Yeah, Ryan Coogler looks up to Christopher Nolan. He learned from Christopher Nolan about IMAX when he filmed Sinners. And I'm sure after watching The Odyssey and how much Christopher Nolan was able to do in camera with IMAX and everything, I'm sure that Ryan Coogler is going to say, let's try to get as much done in camera, especially if he's using IMAX cameras. So... I would bet that this next Black Panther movie will be a lot better made than the first and second Black Panthers, both of which suffered heavily when it came to their visuals. So that's good. That's something I'm actually looking forward to. And also, it's going to have Denzel Washington in there as well. I'm guessing as the villain. Because I don't think Denzel Washington's going to want to sign on for multiple Marvel movies, so I'm sure it's probably just going to be a role as a villain. So, yeah, good for him. All right, so the next thing they talked about was Ryan Gosling and Sean Levi were going to be working on Ghost Rider right here. So yeah, this note was supposed to be over there. But Ryan Gosling and Sean Levi were both going to be working on Ghost Rider. And that was very interesting because it means that Deadpool 4 is not happening due to, well, because Sean Levi directed Deadpool Wolverine, and so if he's not directing another Deadpool 4 at this point, it basically means that he's not doing Deadpool Wolverine, so he's going to be doing the Ghost Rider movie because the Deadpool movie ain't happening. And why is it not happening? Because Ryan Reynolds is a jerk. If you look at a lot of the stuff that's come out through Discovery with the Justin Baldoni case, a lot of communications have come out with Ryan Reynolds, and we found out that he's trying to frame it like Justin Baldoni is the guy that has all the power, and he's abusing his wife, basically, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. But when you read those emails that were sent out and you look at everything that's been going on, really it's a situation of the rich people, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, like essentially abusing this one guy and trying to take control of his movie. And they succeeded essentially in doing that. And Ryan Reynolds, if you remember, Nice Pool was meant we found out it's true now, it's not just a hunch. Nice Pool is really Justin Baldoni. So when he was being shot by Lady Deadpool, and Deadpool was holding him up like a human shield, that was basically Ryan Reynolds, and that was basically Ryan Reynolds. Sarah, what is going on? Sarah has an inquiry. What is the inquiry? All right, let me get back to what I was saying, and then I'll answer you, Sarah, before I forget. But yeah, basically, that was a dirty thing to do in the movie, and it's insulting as well to basically put that in front of fans of Deadpool, of these Marvel movies, and make it seem like, yeah, we're entertaining you, when really they were doing a very dirty joke at someone else's expense. They were basically bullying someone by doing what they did, by impersonating him as Nice Pool and then having him, you know, if you've seen, you know exactly what happens to him. So that was really nasty, and that, as well as all the behind-the-scenes stuff that's come out, the internal communications that have come out through Discovery in the court case, shows that Ryan Reynolds is a real nasty piece of work. And that is why Disney now, despite the fact that he's made a movie that's over $1 billion, have not greenlit another Deadpool and Wolverine movie, or even a Deadpool movie. And interestingly, if you watch what happened at D23, there was a video that came in of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, and they were trying to make it out like they're asking if they can be in the movie. And some people are saying, oh, look at that, Marvel are teasing us. No, they're not teasing you. Basically, they're afraid to outright say that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to be in the movie because they know that the two have a big backlash against them. Ryan Reynolds, as True Colors has come out, he was using the media to basically put, you know, articles out there saying that Justin Baldoni was bad. And when these articles were not working, he went on an interview and he basically said something like, people need to just trust the media again. And people are like, the media lie all the time. They're paid off. They're bought off. They're controlled. People know that you can't trust the media, but Ryan Reynolds, because his propaganda campaign is not working, he's like, people need to believe in the media again. And that's made people even more pissed off at him. So yeah, people do not like Ryan Reynolds, and they do not like Hugh Jackman either because of when he cheated on his wife. They really are pissed off at both of them. So that's what, even Hugh Jackman apparently had like a singing event or some kind of an event, and he had to cancel it, and he had to say something like, I think it was the weather or something like that. He made some kind of excuse. Really, there was not a big turn up. That's why they had to cancel that event. Hugh Jackman had to. So that's why they're trying to make it out like, oh, we want to be in the movie. But really, they are in the movie. I'll tell you that. Like, I know they are in the movie. There's even been leaks saying that they're in the movie. But the Marvel are trying this other thing to do with marketing. They're trying to do this other thing because they know they can't outright say they're going to be in it because there'll be a huge backlash. So they're doing this instead. So that's what's going on there. So yeah, Ryan Gosling is not. There's not going to be another Deadpool movie, at least that we know so far. They'll probably try to test the waters with this new movie, Doomsday, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, those are the movies that are basically coming out. That's the Marvel side of stuff. Hold on a second. All right. So, next up, we have Star Wars. Now, Star Wars didn't have too many announcements, but it did have some announcements that are worthy of talking about, so I'll bring them up right now. So, the first thing, and this is probably the biggest thing that was announced, was Ahsoka Season 2. They've shot it, it's done. From what I hear, it's in the can, so basically all the episodes are edited and done. But they're waiting to release it because I think they're trying to release it. I think they're trying to release it and align the release dates with Star Wars and with the movie coming out, Starfighter, which you can see right there. So that's why I think they're delaying it, and they're slowly trying to like release their movies from Marvel and Star Wars and everything. So Ahsoka Season 2 is coming out on January the 20th, 2027. And what I found interesting in the trailer is that you got a ghost Anakin. So they're showing more Force Ghost Anakin, which is great because we get to see more of Hayden Christensen. And also something that they're doing, which is something that was really praised in Season 1, is the young Ahsoka in there. Basically, they were showing young Ahsoka and a younger Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars era, with some sort of like visions in the first season. So in Season 2... we are now going to be having more of that, which I like because I love the Clone Wars era. You guys know I love the Clone Wars series, and I loved the way they've interpreted it in live action. It made me want to see more. So to get more of that, I'm not complaining. I love that they're doing more. And then they did a teaser, apparently, just for people at Comic-Con. They did a teaser for Star Wars Starfighter. And the teaser, from what I hear, shows very little. It shows a little bit of Ryan Gosling's character. There's a kid character that he's with. Of course, Disney do that a lot with Star Wars now. And they show a few visuals and shots, and that's basically it. So that's something that they've done over there. So we're getting Star Wars Starfighter, and it is being directed by Sean Levi. So after this, Ryan Gosling and Sean Levi are going to go and do Ghost Rider. Alright, so... like I said, not much with Star Wars there. Then we have the animation stuff. So this is Disney and Pixar. And I've just put it all into one category here so we can just go through them this way. So, Incredibles 3 is something that's been confirmed. And the director is not going to be Brad Bird, but instead it's going to be the director of The Good Dinosaur, which we already know. But let's see how he does. Hopefully he does a good job. So we have Incredibles 3, and this is going to be more about Dash, Violet, and Jack. The kids are going to try to take more center stage. They want to get more involved as superheroes, and the movie's going to be centered more around them, which I guess makes sense, because the first Incredibles was about the whole family, but was really about Mr. Incredible. The second movie was about Mrs. Incredible, and then the third movie is going to be more about the kids, so that makes sense, that does. And I hear Jack is still going to be a pain, basically, so we're going to get a lot more stuff with Jack. Then we have Coco 2. Yeah, very interesting. The first Coco movie I thought was a masterpiece. I went in watching it, not expecting much, but I just bought a projector, and I saw some other movies, but I was like, I want to watch an animated movie, so I went on to Disney Plus, and I found Coco there. And I was like, oh, this looks like a colorful movie, and I've heard some good stuff. Let's give it a watch. I thought I was going to be watching a good movie. I did not expect to be watching a fantastic movie. That movie was so good, it even made me, like, tear up. Like, I had to hold back tears. It was so good. I really, really loved it. And I did not expect that. So, yeah, I thought that was fantastic. I really did. Hang on. Sarah, what is it that you wanted to ask me earlier when you were saying my name a bunch? Oh, she just said she needs to wake up at 7 tomorrow, so she said good night. Oh, she's saying bye to everyone. Was there something you wanted to ask me, Sarah, before you go? What is it that you wanted to ask me? See, Sarah, everyone is saying bye to you. They do they do remember you. Oh, I'll never knows. Sarah, I think I might feel another sneeze coming along. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I won't do that to you again. All right. Take care, Sarah. It was great to see you here. I'm very glad you were able to join the stream. Thank you very much for joining it. So yeah, take care, Sarah, and hopefully we'll see you next on the Discord watch party a week from now. Okay. No. Anime, she's not saying you're mean. She's saying I'm mean. I think it's because of what I said. What I said when I said my nose is itching again. There you go. See. So don't worry. I'm the jerk, not you. I was gonna say something I'm very proud of, but really that wouldn't be true. So, anyway, Sarah, take care. I look forward to seeing you on the watch party next week when we figure out what we're watching. I haven't figured that out yet. Okay. Yeah, and also, Sarah, in all seriousness as well, thanks for the commission. You guys always know that. It always helps support the channel, so I really appreciate that. And I'm curious to see what makes you like that episode so much, so I'm curious to see that. Anyway, good night, take care, and I'll see you next week. And of course, anytime you want to chat, the Discord is there at any point, so that can be arranged right there. Oh, you do, Sarah. Be sure to pass it on. Let me know on the private Discord server if you have a good movie to watch. I always take recommendations. Show everyone The Bulk. She goes, The Bulk. Okay, gotta go. Bye. On that note, I'm not putting on The Bulk. Come on, I know what that movie is. I have not seen it, but I know that it's supposed to be really, really bad. That purple slop monster. Anyway, Coco 2 has been announced. And Coco 2 is interesting because that first movie was so great. It ended where I was like, I don't think you need another one. But of course, Disney are trying to make sequels. So we're getting another one. It'll be coming out on 21st of November, 2029. So 3 years from now, or just over 3 years from now. Subject I've not noticed, but I have noticed now. Watch yourself. Oh. I say I'm allergic to bullshit. I guess that was some kind of an allergic reaction right there. All right. So where was I? Wow, anime said 12-year gap between the first and the second movie. Yeah, Disney do that a lot, don't they? Okay, so yeah, we're getting Coco 2. I've not seen the first movie in years, so I want to watch it again. So I don't know exactly how you can do a second movie with certain characters and things, but hey, I guess we'll have to see. But I do know, as you can see in my notes right here, that Miguel is going to be older in this. That's what I've heard. So that's most likely going to be happening. So yeah. There's a Coco 2 movie coming out, says Subject. Yeah, it is. It's coming out in 2029, 21st of November. Then we're going to get Frozen 3 coming out. Look at that. I've actually got the Frozen 3 mixed up. I should put that at the top. Frozen 3 is coming out November 24, 2027. So in 1 year from now, just over a year, we'll get Frozen 3. Hopefully, they put more work into the script than they did in Frozen 2, where there's like a whole documentary talking about how that movie was like a disaster behind the scenes in making it, and it was a rush to the finish line and how they weren't really happy with it. So hopefully Frozen 3, they are happy with it. They work on the script and it looks good. The thing that they've changed, that they showed an image of Frozen 3, and what they did with Elsa is they gave her a pink dress now, so they've changed that. So, you know, they got a fresh lineup of toys there by changing her color. And also, the main villain is going to be like a proper ice queen. So for those of you that don't know, Elsa was originally supposed to be a villain because she's the Ice Queen. The Ice Queen's supposed to be the villain. So originally they were going to make her the villain. But apparently after the Let It Go song, they thought that song was so good that they were like, this has to be a good guy now. So they turned her into a good guy, and the movie worked out. So now they're trying to bring in like a proper Ice Queen in the third movie, and that does make sense. So to see them both hash it out, I think that'll be interesting. So hopefully that makes the third movie a good one. And then we've got Zootopia 3 that's been announced, but we don't know when it's going to be released. They got no release date, so I'm assuming they're very early on in production with Zootopia 3. But if I had to put my money on anything, I would bet that you would actually see Nick and Hobbs. You'd see both of them be a couple in this. Oh yeah, Billy, you're right. How did I forget? Lilo and Stitch 2, the remake, has also been announced. And Stitch has a girlfriend. I can't remember her name, but she's supposed to be in the animated series, his girlfriend. They're introducing her. The thing that annoys me with this is that, seriously, why didn't they just do it animated? I really wish they would have made a sequel animated for Lilo and Stitch, because it's got the original director back. Or one of the original directors back. So I really wish they would have brought him back to make an animated one. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch 2. That little girl that played Lilo, she's got to be much older now, so I don't know how they're going to be able to maintain Lilo in this movie, but I didn't even like the nanny they had, so we're going to have to be dealing with some of these cast members that weren't particularly good. So yeah, all of these, as you can see, all sequels. Yeah, all sequels. So now we've got our single original movie, which is called Clay. A newly announced original film from Disney Animation following a mentor named Flip and a newborn ball of clay named Mushy on a magical adventure. If you remember the episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender when Zuko and Uncle Iroh are trying to get into the Earth Nation to Ba Sing Se, he goes, that woman goes, "Is it Mushy?" And then he goes, "I think it's pronounced Mushy." When he goes here, that clay named Mushy, I'm thinking what Iroh said. I think you mean Mushy. That's what I'm thinking right now. But anyway, yeah, it's good to see that we're getting some original IPs, not IP, like some original projects coming in. Because for all the talk about recognizable IP and making movies with IP, something that Disney don't talk about is that there was a time where Incredibles and Coco and Frozen and Zootopia were not IP. They started out as original projects, you know, something new. And once they became popular, then they became IP and they could make sequels out of them. So it's very important to create new IP. Because by making new IP, that will probably be the next IP that they can make more movies out of. So you never know when you're going to be making something that will become like a very popular IP, but you got to take that risk. So Clay, we'll see if it ends up being a good movie, but I'm glad that they're making it. And they've also done another one, which they've already talked about. It was called Hex. So that's another one that they've got. I don't know if Hex is going to work. It's about witches, but I don't know if this was being made before Disney got their shit together, because they were making a bunch of bad movies in Marvel and also Disney. So I wonder if this movie Hex is from that old regime as opposed to the new regime. If it's from the old regime, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be particularly good like that. The old regime that did Wish. But hopefully if it's not from that regime and it's from the newer regime, maybe it'll stand a chance and it'll be good. But we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so that's basically all the stuff that we got. Or at least most of the stuff. If I'm missing anything, be sure to let me know. But these are the most noteworthy things that you can see right here. So, has anyone got any questions about any of this? Also, one day Cars 4 will be announced, says G Gamer. I'll never get Wreck-It Ralph 3, says G Gamer. Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 3 actually wouldn't be bad. Let's just hope if they make it better than the second movie. Let's see. Oh, a $12 donation from Iron War. Whoa. Damn. Almost dropped my book. Thank you very, very much, Iron Warrior. I appreciate it. He says, how would you rank the projects in your anticipation for each bracket? Like each bracket ranked separately. Also, Tangled got a teaser for the live action. The actors look pretty good so far. Yeah, I did see some of that actually leaked around a little bit. They did look pretty good. Except for the actress looked pretty good. The actor did not look great. Flynn Rider has got very expressive eyebrows in his animation, and this guy doesn't really have those. Plus, he's a Zionist, so that is a extra reason not to stand him. Okay, so Iron Warrior, you want me to rank these by category. If I'm understanding you correctly, correct me if I'm not, are you saying like Marvel, Star Wars, and animation? Like, how would I rank it from those categories? Is that what you're asking? Joshman says, they also announced Ghost Market and more info about Gatto, and I also announced the new Simpsons movie and the dreaded Bluey movie. Like the projects inside each category. Oh, so how would I rank the projects in each of these categories? Okay, if I think I'm understanding you correctly, let's start here. I would say Avengers Doomsday, then Avengers Secret Wars, then X-Men, just out of sheer curiosity. Then I would say Ghost Rider, and then Black Panther 3, and then Vision Quest would be right at the bottom. And then with Star Wars, we got, it's really just Starfighter and Ahsoka, so I'll say Ahsoka Season 2 I'm looking forward to first, and then I'd put Starfighter underneath that. And then with regards to the animation stuff, I guess I would say Incredibles 3 I'd put in first place, then I would put Frozen 3, then I would do Zootopia 3 and Coco 2. Oh, hang on. I was missing Clay. Let's do that again. Okay, so Incredibles 3, Frozen 3, Zootopia 3, Clay, and Coco 2. That's how I would rank those. Because, you know, Clay is something which is new, so it's like that could potentially be cool. Let's see. But Coco, I don't need a sequel for that. That first movie was amazing. It was perfect. So that's why I would rank that last. I feel like out of all of them, that one has the least reason to exist. Ghost Rider better be rated R, says Jess. I doubt it will be. It'll be PG-13. I mean, it would be cool if they could do rated R, but I don't think they will. I miss when something can just be standalone, says Big Bash. Yeah, likewise. Not everything needs a sequel. Uh-huh. What would be a good name for the upcoming Ghost Rider movie, says Tom Bailey. I like Ghost Rider Penance Incarnate. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not versed in the Ghost Rider lore, so I can't really say. So yeah, and in the end, I don't care for anything here aside from Ahsoka Season 2. I want to hear about Maul Season 2. Maybe they're working on it. Maybe, potentially, with Maul. Maybe they're working on a Season 2. I don't know. They could be animating it right now. Maybe they just couldn't announce it right now. Will you watch Avengers Endgame Encore when it comes out? No, not really. Is that supposed to be the version of Avengers that's got like 4 minutes of extra footage or something? Where they're going to add something in there to kind of like... Unless I'm mistaken, were they going to add something in there to kind of like tie it to Doomsday a bit? I think that's what I heard they're going to do. Yeah. Well, I'm sure people will just... I'm sure they will just have people... I'm sure there'll just be people that'll just post it online. And I'm sure Marvel will post it online themselves at some point if it really is important to see Doomsday, which I doubt it will be, but who knows. Thoughts on The Amazing Digital Circus? I can't afford Patreon. Well, the first episode, I'm not going to give all my thoughts on it because this is not the time to talk about that right now. We're still talking about this, and I'm going to be talking about the X-Men cast in a bit. But I liked the first episode. The more I think about it, the more I like it. There's a lot of intrigue there, and it was especially interesting to kind of like even watch I even watched when I was editing the reaction video. I saw myself, and it was interesting to watch my reaction because you could see it still forming as I'm talking and describing what I just saw. And it's interesting how the Amazing Digital Circus can have that effect on you. So I am curious, so that's why I'm looking forward to reacting to episodes 2, 3, and beyond once they're commissioned. So yeah. Dark Lord of the Sith, I've not seen season 1 yet. I'm hoping to see it soon though. Obsession or Backrooms, in my opinion. I've not seen Backrooms yet. I'm planning on watching that on Patreon and recording my reaction. And because I've not seen it yet, I'll be watching it for the first time with you guys with my reaction recorded. but I did not really care though to see Backrooms in the cinema, because I really was good with the Obsession. I've not seen End of Oak Street. I was thinking about it, but they cut a few seconds in the UK to make it a little bit less violent, so I'd rather just watch the uncut one when it comes out. Spirit Hero says, Eric, have you heard about Brad Bird's upcoming animated movie Ray Gun? Yes, I have, because isn't that one of the comics that Hogarth had in The Iron Giant, Ray Gun? I always wanted that to be a movie when I was a kid, when Hogarth was flicking through his comics. So to see that now, yeah, that's cool. That's something I want to see. So, yeah, here's hoping. Yes, Charlton, I have seen Obsession. I have. Yes, no, I've seen Obsession. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about now is these guys, the X-Men cast. Can you guys see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? The stream is lagging. Because I'm looking at the video here, I can see. Okay, can you hear me? You can see me, but can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna move around. I'm looking at the video. Okay. I'm gonna try to get through this. So, mainly my face cam. I'm glitching. Okay, I'll have the arrow here. So I'll point at these guys that I'm talking about. Okay, so we have our cast of X-Men here. We've got Jean over here, played by Sadie Sink. Keep at it. Yes. Okay, hopefully it all goes good. Loud and clear, I'm heard. Okay. Okay. Okay, one of you said I need to reset my camera. Let me see. I think it's more of an internet problem than a camera problem. Okay. All right. So let's try this out. Okay, so damn it. Where's that arrow? Here we go. All right, so we've got Sadie Sink playing Jean, the attempted murderer, basically. I don't like what they did with her character in Spider-Man. The more I think about it, the more it doesn't add up exactly. So yeah, we got her We've got this new Broadway actress playing Storm, so I don't really know how good she is or not. We've got Christopher Abbott here, who's playing Charles Xavier. The problem is that Christopher Abbott, he was in Craven. The problem is that he was in Craven, and he was also in The Wolfman recently. 2 movies that were not particularly good, so we'll see how good he is as Charles Xavier, but I don't know. We'll have to see. The video isn't smooth. Yeah, Adam Driver is there, going to be playing Mr. Sinister. So that's pretty good right there. Pretty decent casting. We'll see how well he does. Here, let me... Okay, hold on a second. And then we have here, we've got Samara Weaving playing playing Emma Frost, and I think that's actually a pretty good casting, personally. So she's pretty good. That's very good casting. She's a very good actress. I'm surprised it took her this long to be cast in a superhero movie, but she's in it, and I think that's very good. I think that's good that they put her in it. We've also got actress here, Kit Connor. And he was in The Long Walk. Very good actor. I never would have thought he would be a good Scott, but he does look better in this image for Scott than he did in that movie. And then we got Indy Neveretti, a casting choice that I don't think was right. I think she is such a good actress where she should kind of be like the main focus in her own movie, but to be in an ensemble where she's going to kind of get buried by a bunch of other actors and stuff, I think that's not particularly good. Also, I think Kevin Feige is only really hiring her for this particular role because he wants Gen Z to come in and watch this movie like they have with Spider-Man Brand New Day, with Obsession, Backrooms. So I think that's why he's hired her, because he wants Gen Z to come in and watch the movie. But I think they could have given her a role where we were like, oh, that character is so perfect. That is a perfect role for her. But instead, they've given her a role where I'm like, you know what? Anyone could have played this role. There are a lot of other actresses that could have played Rogue. But instead, they gave the role to Indy Neveretti, who honestly, very good actress, but I don't think this is the best role for her. I think a villain would have probably been really interesting for her. Something she could really sink her teeth into as an actress. But sadly, she just doesn't, and I think that is a bit of a letdown, personally. So yeah, I think that casting-wise, this doesn't look great, but let's see how it goes when we see them actually in the final movie. Maybe then they will work a lot better, but right now, they're not great, is what I would say, is that they're not a great looking choice, but we'll see. And I heard that, and it's interesting because I've heard that, okay, they're gonna, if this is what they're casting for, like Charles Xavier, then who are they gonna cast for Magneto? Who are they gonna cast for Wolverine? So there are still questions that we are having about the rest of the cast, so I think it's all cool, but I'm skeptical. And I still think Indy Neveretti is kind of wasting her potential playing this role, and she should have had something better, I think. So yeah. Big Bass says, I love it personally. Yeah, Rohan, Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, but no, I'm talking about Indy Neveretti. I think she's a very good actress, but I would have liked a better role for her. Like when Robert Pattinson, for example, he's a great actor. What did they do with him after he was in all of these independent films? They gave him Batman, and we're like, oh yeah, that's a role that can really work for him. The same for Indy Neveretti. I would have liked a character that would really have worked for her. My sister says that, I said that I could see her playing a character in the DC universe, particularly Matt Reeves' universe. My sister said that she could imagine her playing Catwoman, but because Catwoman's taken, I was like, I can see her playing a Harley Quinn, because she can really go up and down with her emotional aspect and everything. So I would have liked her to play a character that really would have made so much sense that I'll be like, yes, only she could really play this character as well as this character needs to be played. But with Rogue, it feels like a lot of actresses could have played this character. And if you were to ask me, if you were to ask me, would would Rogue have been in your top 10 list of potential superhero characters that she could have played? I would have said it would not have even been in my top 10. Rogue wouldn't have been. So I think they could have done better, I think, with the choice that they went with. So yeah. All right, guys. That's basically my thoughts on all this stuff. Now we're getting to the Q&A. So a few questions, then we're going to end the stream because it does seem to be glitching out, but we're approaching the end of the stream anyway. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove my video, and then you let me know if you can still hear me. I've removed my video. Let me know if you can still hear me. Okay. So yeah, stream's still lagging. Well, don't worry, you can't see my face. What I'll do is I'll reset the camera. And now let me know if you can see everything moving smoother. Okay, that's good that you can hear me, so it means that there was something wrong with the video, not the audio. So yeah, I've unplugged the camera at this point, and we'll see if you guys can see smoother. If not, we'll try to fix this for the next stream. Alright, so any questions you guys have, be sure to ask, and I will answer. Or if you have any opinions that are different to my opinions. Big Bash, the best Harry Potter for me was always the first 3. Take care, Fireboy. Thanks for joining. Oh, Spirit Hero has done a $2 super chat. And he says, thoughts on the film Nope. I saw it and loved it. I thought the movie Nope was... I was not a fan of it, personally. So I thought it was nothing special. I thought it had some good stuff, good scenes in it, but I didn't love it, personally. I thought there was too much of an emphasis on the theme of the movie rather than the theme making sense. Like, if you look at the thing, it'll suck you up, but then there was a point where a cow was running away, and it wasn't looking at the thing, but it still sucked it up. There was a lot of stuff I felt didn't make quite as much sense on that. Still lagging like your computer is holding a grudge against you, says the Dark Lord of the Sith. Okay, if it's still lagging, would you prefer if I just got rid of the camera and you could just hear me speaking? Sound is gone. Okay. Adam Driver went from Kylo Ren to Mr. Sinister. That's the second time he's playing a villain. Yes, it is. I kinda wish Dane DeHaan and Topher Grace return in their versions of Eddie Brock and Harry Osborn in Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars more likely. Yeah, that potentially could happen. Eric, have you seen Kit Connor in anything besides Long Walk? He's great in Wild Robot and Heartstopper. Was he in Wild Robot? I didn't know he was in the Wild Robot. Cool. Anime says, I don't really care that the video is stuttering. My main problem is the buffering. Is it buffering a lot? That's unfortunate. Oh, hi, Love Grizzly Polar Bear. Great to see you, bud. Okay, if it's buffering a lot, guys, I'll just... Sound still works. Sorry, don't worry, buddy, that you were late for the stream. We're gonna end soon, but we're going through some issues in terms of connection for some reason. Welcome to Derry has been renewed for a season 2, and I'm excited for this season. I think it will be a lot darker than the first one. I hope so. I cannot wait for this. Yeah, I can't wait for it either. I'm so glad they finally greenlit it. So that's cool. I like Indy doing roles that are not the same as Obsession. Likewise, but I still would like to see her in a role that would really push her with her acting capabilities. And the MCU, Disney Marvel, have never quite been able to do that. Dark Lord the Sith says, for now, it's sadly best to keep the camera off. Audio is fine for me. Yeah, I thought because it was distracting, I would just turn off the camera so you can just hear me instead of seeing the laggy camera. I'll try to fix that for the next stream. Eric Carter, can you answer my question I was asking you? Do you got plans to go see Disney's Hexed? Because for me, I really think Disney's going to have a very mediocre movie. I think it looks like it'll be mediocre too, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah. What are your thoughts on Kill Bill Vol 1 and 2? Love those movies. I think they're really good. I haven't seen the new version that Tarantino did where he put them both together, so I'm curious about that, but we'll have to wait and see. Did you hear about that Gaston remake being announced? I have not, actually. So that's interesting. That's my first time hearing about it. That not Kit Connor, that Cooper Hoffman, who is Philip Seymour Hoffman. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just struggling with notes and everything because of the laggy stream I was trying to fix, so I apologize for that. Spirit Hero says, I'm going to take off now. I got next Sunday off, so if there's a live stream, I'll be there. Take care, buddy. There's not going to be a live stream, but there will be a Discord watch party. So if you want to join that, be sure to head on over there, and we'll catch you there. Eric, can you drop by the Disney Channel when you get the chance? We had a little discussion about the stakes with the Hexed movie. I still haven't seen the trailer for the Hexed movie, but yeah, later on I could. After this, I want to have some rest, though, so maybe tomorrow I'll probably look back at it. Or remind me tomorrow to look back at it, and I will. Khan says, Eric, what are your thoughts on Blade getting cancelled officially, and what is your final take on this? I'm just surprised. I didn't expect Marvel to screw up so badly on a Blade movie. Like, Blade is very simple. It's a martial arts movie with vampires and some horror in there. It should be that simple. But yeah, it isn't. They somehow managed to find a way to make it complicated, so... yeah, that's annoying, that is. I rethink my opinion of Jungle Book 2016 is that it's okay, but I don't think it's the best one. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie to have in the background. I thought it was definitely the better of the Disney remakes, but they could have still done better with it, I think. Maybe Indy should be Poison Ivy in the Matt Reeves Batman universe and she can pull out a psycho personality. No, I would say she should be Harley Quinn, not Poison Ivy at all, personally. Either Harley Quinn or Catwoman. One of the two. Okay, who do you want to play Magneto? I think Bill Skarsgård would be good as Magneto. I'd rather have his brother be Magneto, personally, if I were to be honest with you. Huh, that's weird. It says a few seconds ago, Spirit Hero did a super chat, but I feel like I've already read it. Yeah, so I don't know why that came up. That's bizarre. Oh! No, that is bizarre. I don't know why I just did it again. I'm happy getting an Oswald Lucky Rabbit, so more about him. Cool. Any other fantastical characters don't belong in the Reeves verse. Yeah, they don't seem to. Do you have any upcoming videos and versus videos for your channel, says Joshman. Well, I uploaded a ton of videos recently, including some Patreon videos, like my reaction to the first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, and my trailer reaction to the Avengers Doomsday trailer recently. So, I've basically got a lot of videos that I've already done. I'm working on more right now. Another video I'm working on is my Mortal Kombat 1 versus Mortal Kombat 2 versus video. So that'll be the next versus video coming. Harvey says, I know you've mentioned TMNT 2003 on your channel before, but what are your thoughts on the TMNT 2012? I only saw like just under 2 seasons of that 2012 show. I thought it was good. I still prefer my 2003 series, but I thought that had its own place and it was quite creative with some of the stuff it was doing. It was a different take, and it was an interesting one. Rohan says, what are your thoughts on It Welcome to Derry getting renewed for season 2? Personally, for me, I'm excited and cannot wait, and I hope it's much darker. I think it's great. I love it. I love that they're finally greenlit season 2, and I can't wait to see it. They apparently have 3 seasons in mind, and yeah, I'll happily watch all 3 of them. Love Grizzly Post Bear says, I got a question for everyone. If they did a live action Scooby-Doo's movie now, would you prefer Jim Carrey as Shaggy or Adam Sandler as Scooby? No Adam Sandler, because his voices are unbearable. Just watch that animated movie he did. And no, I wouldn't prefer Jim Carrey either, honestly, as Scooby. Yeah. Matthew Lillard will forever be the best Shaggy, says Big Bash. Yeah, that definitely is true. Yeah, the end of Oak Street is surprisingly brutal and pushes the limits to its PG-13. That's very good to hear. I've heard that. Joshman, I don't have any plans right now to upload my reactions of Amazing Digital Circus onto YouTube, but we'll see what happens. But I have no plans at the moment, though. I've got a lot of other videos to work on, so we'll see what happens. But right now, the only way you can see it is on Patreon. Harvey, I've not read his books, although I have been listening to the audiobook for Carrie, read by Sissy Spacek herself. So I've not read any, So yeah, I've not read any Stephen King books, but I went through that. Okay, guys, the stream seems to be quite bad, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say goodbye to you now, and I'll have it fixed. I'll have it fixed for the next time. So it was great seeing all of you again. I really appreciate you guys coming down. Hopefully next time the stream won't glitch like this. The reason it probably is because I upped the quality and tried to set it to 1080p. So hopefully I'll try to see if I can drop the quality down a touch next time. Maybe that will fix things. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And apologies for the bad stream quality in the last 10-15 minutes of the Q&A. But hopefully next time it'll be fixed. So thanks a ton, guys, for watching, and I'll catch all of you next time. Take care.